this relationship, this whole thing. I should have never given you my number. I was feeling really stupid for doing that. And I just knew, I'm like, if this woman wants me to sacrifice a promise that I made to my kids after all the crap that I had done, she knows. She knew. I was like, no, no, goodbye. Welcome back to another episode of Life, Recovery, and the Pursuit of Sanity. I'm Josh Logan, and last episode we discussed the day, 2 days before I got clean, and so now we're going to go over super early recovery and kind of what all that entailed. And this is video number 2 because, well, let's face it, a lot of this stuff is kind of garbled on timelines, and I'm trying to give the most accurate depiction of what truly transpired. And it's difficult to remember some of that stuff. I remember a lot, but I don't remember certain timelines and stuff like that. So video number 1, I screwed the timeline all up, but now I got it. So I get clean. I leave the pharmacy at Walgreens, start taking the medication, and I don't get high again. I remember a couple days later, the guy that came over to my house the day I got clean, he texted me and said, "Hey, can I come over?" And I'm like, "No, dude. Not to mention, you promised you were going to bring me some stuff, and you never did. No." And so he tried calling me, and I didn't answer it. I was really just tired. It was 2 days after, and I hadn't slept yet, and I was just, I was starting to really come down, and I finally went to sleep. And so, like I said before, the timeline's a little garbled. I remember some things. I don't remember all the things. But I do remember that at that point, my wife had started kind of trusting me again. And so I was getting to see my kids on a regular basis. I think my wife was bringing my daughter over to my house every day so she could go to work because my daughter wasn't in school at the time. And I think I was taking my kids to and from school as well early on. But so, and I don't remember having a whole lot of interaction with Stephanie except just the short times that that she came over to drop him off and pick him up. But I remember this was about 3 weeks into my recovery. I went to church on a Wednesday night, and I come back, and I had the kids overnight that night. And about 9 o'clock, someone knocks on the door, and I'm like, "What is this? Who is at my house at 9 o'clock at night?" Because mind you, I've been clean, and I really, up until this point, I haven't been bothered by anybody except for the one guy that texted and then tried to call. Nobody had come over. Nobody had called. I was really like, it was kind of like that dry out period where I wasn't tempted to engage in this type of behavior. And this is exactly what I needed too. And so I opened the door and I'm looking out and these 2 chicks standing on the porch. And I'm like, "Can I help you?" And the one was like, "Hey, it's Renee." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you got big." Ooh. I didn't say that out loud, but that's what was going on in my head because she was unrecognizable. So what had happened, she got out of prison, she did her little thing because she absconded, went to jail, went to prison, wherever she went, I'm not entirely sure. And she come back to my house to get some things that she had left. And I had already gotten rid of this stuff. And so I'm like, "Renee, I don't have your stuff. I got rid of this stuff a while ago. I don't know what to tell you." And she was kind of irritated and upset. "What am I supposed to do?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I like an idiot, I gave her my number. That was really stupid of me, but that's beside the point. And so I had promised my kids I was going to take them to Silver Dollar City. We had season tickets that weekend, that Saturday. So this is a Wednesday. So like Thursday night, she's texting me and she's like, "Hey, how about you come to Aurora and visit me this weekend?" I'm like, "Renee, I had already promised my kids I was taking her to Silver Dollar City." And so she was like, "Well, how about you just take them another time? Just bring them along." And I'm like, "No. I had already promised my kids. No, I'm not doing that. This is," and that's really when I knew that I was like, "Okay, this is not okay. This relationship, this whole thing, I should have never given you my number. I was feeling really stupid for doing that." And I just knew, I'm like, if this woman wants me to sacrifice a promise that I made to my kids after all the crap that I had done, she knows. She knew. I was like, no, no, goodbye. And I just told her, I said, "Look, we can't do this anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Uh, it's not good." I remember, it got crazy, crazy after that. With her sister texting me, "What did you do to my sister?" I was like, I didn't do anything. I just said I don't want to talk to her anymore. That's it. I didn't tell her to do anything stupid. I just said I don't want to talk. And so that was 3 weeks into my recovery, and the story continues with that, and that will be for another episode. I really appreciate you watching. The goal of these is to give hope to somebody that is considering living a life that is free from mind-altering substances, and to give them an idea of what they're going to endure, because it's not all peaches and cream. It's not a bed of roses. It can be somewhat miserable at times, and there's some difficult decisions that each of us will have to make in order to successfully get free from these controlling issues. There's a lot of things that went into my recovery, and one of them was deciding that I've had enough, that I can't do this any longer, that I need to have something different, that I need either I change or I die. It was kind of like this is the end of the road for me. Do this or it's over. And so, but there is hope. As miserable as it was at the beginning, I can look back on it now and think, dang, I'm really glad I went through that, because it was the game changer for me. That if I hadn't endured some of the things that I endured early in recovery, I would not be sitting here right now looking into a camera, talking about my past, trying to give hope to the hopeless. And so, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and share the video with your friends, with your family. Get this message out there that there is life after drugs. Until next time, peace.